It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, you have found me at the beginning of a new week. Today is a Monday, and like most Mondays, y'all, we're making it a Metal Monday, and today is a very special Metal Monday. I will be doing something here on the channel that I have been excited about for months, and it's something we've never done before. Let me tell you about it. So, last fall, I got contacted by members of the French progressive metal band Altesia. And it was great to hear from them. I had interviewed them back in May of 2022. My connection with the band came about because one of our moderators, named Chad, was into their music and he wanted to share some of their music with me as a guest DJ on the channel. And it was kind of an organic process. A simple song reaction turned into, well, we got to do two songs. And then it turned into an interview with 4 out of the 5 members of the band. It was a wonderful conversation. And I really much enjoyed getting to know these guys and their music. Their music reminds me of other great progressive metal bands like Opeth and Haken and Leprous and Dream Theater. They're in some heady company, y'all. So when I heard again from Altesia, I was very pleased with a proposal that they brought forward, y'all. So this is what they told me. It was their idea to release the very first single from their upcoming new album via my channel, y'all. So that's what we're doing. This is exclusive, friends, and I'm pretty pumped about it. Their new album, which will be their 3rd studio release, is called The Somnambulist, and it's slated to be released on June 13th of this year. And the first single, Her Ghost in Limbo, will be released broadly 1 week from today on March 31st. So guess what? For this week, the only place that anybody on the planet, besides the guys in the band and those that worked on the video, will be able to hear or watch this is via this reaction video. And how cool is that, right? It's really, really wonderful. I'm so thankful to the band for thinking of me in this way. It's pretty daring, y'all, and it's pretty great that they have faith in me to give an honest and insightful review. And it's kind of fun, right? You know, we've got a connection from a couple years ago. They're like, hey, Doug, you should react to this and help us get some buzz out for the album. So that's what I'm doing. I'm happy to do this, y'all. They sent me the file for the video last week, and I viewed it just long enough to make sure that it opens and it sounds good. Megan went ahead and watched it, and she says that this is a banger, y'all, and she can't wait to hear more from this album. And when Megan is excited about progressive metal, I know it's going to be pretty darn great. So to further set us up here, Clément Darieux, the band's founder and lead vocalist, shared a bit of information about the concept of this album and about this song, Her Ghost in Limbo. Here's what he sent me. In a high mountain forest, a puny light flickers through the window of a fragile wooden cabin. This is where the somnambulist lives, in the wake of a personal tragedy that occurred many years ago, the loss of his beloved. Despite the passing of time, the wound remains gaping, and the spirit of the deceased haunts him still. He tries to mask his visions by leading a life steeped in solitude, but the nightmare of that fateful day when he found her lifeless on the floor continues to awaken his demons. Plagued by lapses of memory since then, he carefully records his few remaining recollections in a leather-bound journal, hoping one day to piece together the fragments of the puzzle to understand the reasons for her demise. And then he says, dive in to the 8 chapters tale of the Somnambulist, a soul torn between past and present, sleep and wakefulness, imagination and reality. Will you uncover his secret? So great. So it's going to be a concept album, a real intertwined story. I love these presentations where we get a full narrative with these prog metal albums. And a somnambulist, if you haven't figured it out already, that's a person who is a sleepwalker. And what I'm left thinking about is, has this person done something while asleep that he doesn't remember? Or does he remember? Ooh, we got to hear it. We got to hear it, friends, and I'm really excited to get to this. Let me move all of my notes over there. I've got the lyrics pulled up here as well, and I'm ready to get this going. Y'all, we've got Clément Derieux. I practiced the French with this, with Megan. She says, Clément Derieux. I think I got it right, Clément. Lead vocals and rhythm guitar. Alexis Casanova on lead guitar and backing vocals, Henri Bourdillon on keyboards, Hugo Benart on bass, and Yann Ménage on drums and backing vocals. Let's get into it, y'all. The song is Her Ghost in Limbo, and it's by Altesia, and you can't see it anywhere else, at least for this week. So let's get to it and see what they've got for us with this song, Her Ghost in Limbo. Off we go. Okay, Her Ghost in Limbo. Right into it. She's in the mirror. Is it 8 plus 6? The devil stole my price, chimera drowned in horror, shards lie scattered. Haunted by her ghost in limbo.
I'll find a way to go back in time.
Man, this sounds like Opeth, doesn't it?
Over and over.
504 to 4.
Still by the grave, bleeding for mercy.
Flat 2, that's cool.
Eternally.
They're in B minor. That's 5 of 5 to 5 to 1. A little chromatic in there. Two, 5, 1, but it's an alter 2, 5, 1. I love the openness of this section. I can't escape. Cool little section here. Different feel. He's finding her and remembering. keyboards. Nice. This is awesome, friends. Going into the upside down. It's in the mirrorverse. They went into the mirror because they're playing left-handed now, right? Shit. That was rad. So the 1 turns major goes to the 4, and there's a major 2 chord, which is 5 of 5 to 5 to flat 6, and it gets them back into this groove. Still by the grave watering roses. Our vow will never die. Well, that's amazing, y'all. Altesia, right on. I love that. I want to listen to it again. We're doing a premiere. We might as well, right? So now that we've all heard it once, see, this is the thing. Normally, y'all know a whole lot more about this than I do. Y'all know as much as I do this time. At the very end, I'll find a way to go back in time over and over again, still by the grave watering roses. I'll find a way to go back in time over and over again. I'll find a way to allay her pain. Our vow will never die. And that's when he was searching in the ground for something. Wow. Okay, we got to try that. We got to try it again, right? We're here. Let's listen again. That's what we would do normally if we were hanging out together. We're like, oh, cool. Let's hear it again. So we shall. Her Ghost in Limbo from Altesia. Again. Off we go. Okay. So the mirror. And this, it's a harmonic minor move that they're doing, but it's not to the 1. It's around the 5. And they've got some really intricate meters through this that kind of pop in and pop out that I'll continue to miss. There's the growling, haunted by her ghost in limbo. And then we get this breakdown as we go to a whole different section.
Over and over.
One turns major goes to 4. Minor 1, that's flat 2. To 6, and then the leading tone back to B. That little leading tone, the raised 4th that they're doing, is part of that altered 2 chord. There. To 5, to 1. Untold lament, a boundless praise, stuck with her warm wrath, the wraith, I can't escape. In a completely sort of fun little section. It's so I know it's an odd number of beats because I got off and they got back on with my head banging. Right. I love the video, by the way. Great production value. Get this really cool synth lead, but then it turns and they're playing left-handed. It's like it's mirrored. I've been having trouble with my live streams getting mirrored, and there it goes again. That's really cool. And the pacing is great too. They never change keys. They're in B the whole time. There's that altered 2. To the 5.
I'll find a way to go back in time, over and over again, still by the grave, watering roses. I'll find a way to go back in time.
So he's headed out into the woods. And he buried something near a tree. It's her grave. There's a cross there. What is that? A piece of her clothing, maybe? Something he buried with her? The questions will only be answered when we get more songs from the album available. That's great. That's great. So much fun. I can't believe that I'm the one that gets to hear this first outside of the band and the people that they've worked with on that. It's incredibly cool, and I'm incredibly happy to share it with all of you. A great song. It's less than 6 minutes long, and it's got a little bit of everything in it. It's got some great rhythm guitar work. It's got some cool chromatic alterations as they move through this minor key. It's got some wicked guitar playing and tapping. It's got that really cool keyboard line, and the video is great. The singing is great. Congratulations, guys! Really wonderful stuff. So Clement sent me some further information that he said might further help to explain what's going on here. He says that the mirror is a central aspect on this record, as the somnambulist's wife appears to him in the mirror of his cabin, as you can see in the music video. So we decided to push the madness to the limit, and we mirrored a few riffs throughout where I lost my place. And we mirrored a few riffs and sections throughout the album. For example, in this song, at 3 minutes and 33 seconds, there is this strange section that starts, and we call it the crazy section. Might as well. At 3 minutes and 54 seconds, the keyboard motif is the same as the one that starts at 3 minutes and 33 seconds, but it's reversed. They do retrograde on me and I missed it. It sounded similar in its scope, but it wasn't the same contour. At 3 minutes and 54 seconds, the keyboard motif is the same as the one that starts at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. 3 minutes and 33 seconds, but it's reversed. I think, this is Clement speaking, I think it was probably the most challenging part to write on the whole album. On that part, the image on the video was mirrored as well. That part I got, because it was, you know, they were playing, 1 minute they're playing right-handed and the other minute they're playing left-handed, right? He goes on and he says, the funny thing about that song is that it's not the typical song that you could expect for a single. There are some weird stuff in there. The mirror part is very dissonant and lays the stress on the main character's madness and mental instability. It also opens up some new musical territories. So the goal was to dive the listener right into the depths of this album with a hectic and frenzied track. This makes me think that this is not only the first single from the album, but I think it's going to be the first track on the album as well, because they're introducing stuff here to this story. At the very beginning, the lyrics are, "Inner terror spreads its tentacles. In the mirror, the maiden struggles. Wrath and madness seize her body, portraits spinning, feeling dizzy." Wow. "I'll find a way to go back in time over and over again, still by the grave pleading for mercy eternally." That's the section where it's the softer, slower bit, right? Or kind of like the halftime bit. "I'll find a way to go back in time. I'll do it over and over again until I figure out what the hell happened," right? This guy needs some answers. And the fact that he's a somnambulist, a sleepwalker, makes me think he was involved in some way that he may not remember or that he may have repressed. And it makes me really curious to see how somebody that's already this emotionally frayed by what has happened in his life, as he learns and discovers the events, what happened, right? And why, maybe, how is he going to respond to that? How is he going to feel? And more importantly, what's he going to do when all of that information comes to light? I'm really curious to see where this goes, friends. And we wait until June, until the full album comes out. But for now, exclusively here on the Daily Doug, you can enjoy Her Ghost in Limbo. They're going to release this on all the streaming platforms, I think, next week. But for now, on our little corner of the internet, we get to enjoy it before everybody else does. And it's thanks to people like Chad, people who love the band, and the band members themselves who have shown some faith in us and are part of the community and have said, yeah, Prague fans of the Daily Doug, we like you. Let's let y'all hear it first. And it's up to us now. We need to help them get the word out a little bit, because these guys are still relatively, under the radar, I think, and they're a great band, and I think that their music is worthy. So I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm happy to share our first ever world premiere episode. How about that, y'all? I was reacting to it at the same time that you were reacting to it, and that's pretty fun. Let me know what you think. Did I miss anything? Did you see anything or hear anything in there that I missed? And let's start the conversation about the Somnambulist and specifically Her Ghost in Limbo, the first single from the new album by Altesia. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.